Hello, this is Helen. To celebrate Seniors Week and to recognise the valuable contribution that seniors give to our local community, South Burnett Libraries will be talking to local identities and videoing a Living Library series. These interviews will go up on the South Burnett Libraries Facebook page every day during Seniors Week, which is the 15th to the 23rd of August. Today we have Steve Bliss here. Steve's a local beekeeper, so we're delighted to have you come and tell us about bees.
Thank you. Well,
How did you get started in bees, Steve?
Helen, it goes back a long time. My dad had bees when I was a kid growing up. He learnt through rural school when he was in school time, and beekeeping was one of the topics that he was taught, so he passed some of that knowledge on to myself.
Sounds interesting. And what about in winter? How do the bees survive in winter?
Winter time's a slow time for beekeeping usually. Bees tend to hibernate a lot in winter. They rely on stores that they've collected prior to winter. Honey, we take honey off them as a product for human consumption, but honey is one of their key food items. There's two inputs to a beehive. One is carbohydrates, which is the honey, or the nectar, which is then converted into honey. The other input to the beehive is pollen, which is protein.
What about in dry weather? Do you ever have to actually feed the bees?
Absolutely. Last year I lost some beehives. It was an incredible drought through the whole of the east coast of Australia. I lost a lot of hives of myself. I've never had that happen before. There was a total lack of nectar, and you can only feed bees sugar syrup and pollen supplements for short periods because the nutrition level is just not there.
Oh, right. And water, do you have to feed them water?
Wise beekeepers generally have bees located near a water source. Actually in South Australia the law says you must have water within 200 metres of a beehive.
Right.
In Queensland we tend to rely more on just natural sources, but wise beekeeper would have water nearby with a porous surface for bees to collect water in dry times.
And I suppose in springtime is the time that the bees have got plenty of pollen.
Springtime is the buzz time for bees. That's when they get active. The days get longer, the temperatures increase, so bees become more active. The queen in the hive senses that and increases her egg laying capacity, right. So the hive builds, and all that's reliant on natural product available for the bees, so nectar and pollen. If you have a dearth of those, well then spring won't happen.
Right. Now you're a member of the local beekeepers, the Baramba beekeepers. Is that where people could go to learn about bees?
Absolutely, yes. There's a local beekeeping club here in Kingaroy and surrounding districts called Baramba Beekeepers Incorporated. They've got a website and a Facebook page. By all means, visitors are welcome, or amateur beekeepers can join. They meet on the second Saturday of every month at a little shed in Pound Street, Kingaroy.
Right.
Yep.
It sounds as though that's where people can go and find out all the ins and outs of bees.
Yes. There's a lot of like-minded people there, quite experienced beekeepers and a lot of amateur beekeepers. And we also cater for the flow hive people too, the new invention for turn the knobs and drain the honey.
Right. So people can join the club then and learn about the bees.
Absolutely, yes. The quickest way to learn about beekeeping is to learn from an experienced beekeepers or other beekeepers, so you don't fall into the traps and have your hives die out on you.
Steve, thank you very much. That's been very interesting, and thanks for coming and joining us today.
You're welcome, Helen. Thank you.